Hello YouTube, it's October, New Jersey, and I'm getting ready to head out on my epic journey from New Jersey to Belize. And before I do, I just wanted to answer a few of the questions that keep popping up. Why Belize? What kind of preparations did I have to do to make this move? And what exactly am I bringing with me? So first, why Belize? The bottom line is it's just the best fit for me. And that goes with overall cost of living, English being the official language, the ease of land ownership, the money being tied directly to the US dollar, and just the overall lifestyle, culture, and the heart of the people. Cost of living works for me, even though some of the things I will warn you are more expensive there than they are even in New Jersey. Price of regular gas, for instance, is currently around $5.60 to $5.80 a gallon for regular. There's a lot of other things, and I'll get into that in future videos. I'll break down a lot of the different aspects for cost of living. English being the official language. When it comes to legal documents, land ownership, with everything being in English, it's right there, it's easy for you. Most people speak English. Most of the Belizeans speak 3 languages or more, but English is so common, it's easy to get by without having to learn a new language. My Spanish, not so good. Land ownership is very simple, fee simple, titles, deeds, very similar to the United States, so no surprises there. The money being tied to the Belizean dollar, US, it's 2 Belizean dollars for 1 US dollar. Easy math in your head. You're always knowing what you're spending. You don't have to know what the conversion rate is for pesos or any other denomination. So next, I'm asked about my preparation for leaving. Bringing the dog was the first hurdle. So you have to have approval through BAHA, which is the Belize Agricultural Health Authority. It's a pretty simple application. You're filling it out for the approval for the dog. I'm driving the dog, so I'm the importer, I'm the exporter. She's originating from the United States. We're leaving from the United States in transit through Mexico to arrive at a particular border. And I have to call them 2 days before I arrive so that they have a vet available to check the dog upon our arrival. I needed to get her rabies shot updated because that has to be over a month old but less than a year old. In the United States, we generally use 3-year rabies shots. So she got that ahead of schedule, but I have to abide by their standards. We're about to take off and get her international vet certificate. Belize is a little bit more simple with this. They require the dog be in generally good clinical health, no open wounds, no transmittable diseases, fleas, ticks, free of all that kind of stuff. The vet certificate's only good for 14 days. That's why I'm getting it right as we're leaving, just in case I get held up in any amount of time in Mexico. Next was securing a place to live. I found a nice rental. I didn't want to be in a vacation rental, spending too much money while I'm looking for long term. So I have that. I have a lease for a rental spot. I took care of my doctor's appointments, got all caught up to date, went to the dentist, got my prescriptions filled for 3 months. I'm not on a lot, so it'll be easy to find anything I need in Belize or Mexico. Next, I took care of all the documents I would need for Mexico. The FMM, which is a Forma Migratoria Multiple, that kind of works as a temporary visa. You'll have your passport stamped. It's their way of tracking anyone coming in, staying for any amount of time. TIP, which is temporary import permit for the vehicle, because it's not staying. It's a temporary permit. You pay a fee. When you exit, they credit your card back that you used to pay it. And Mexican car insurance. Handle that online, get it all printed out, ready to go. So the next thing I did was I set up folders. I'll show you. Sorry. I have a folder for the dog and all of her health certificates, rabies shots, vaccinations. For the truck, my current registration, my temporary import permit, Mexican car insurance, my US car insurance. One for myself that has copies of my passport, both in black and white and in color. Mexico prefers black and white. Belize seems to prefer color for everything I've dealt with so far. We'll get into this folder a little bit more when I get my first passport stamp. A folder for my land and lease agreement for my rental, and all my divorce type child support. That's why the black folder. And a book to read, because you never know when your hotel won't have internet. The next step for me was to download a VPN on all my electronics, my phone, my laptop, my Fire Stick. A VPN is a virtual private network. In layman's terms, you can mask where you're logging on to the internet from on your devices. So basically you can pick any place in the world. What this is used for is if you're banking, or if you use streaming services such as Netflix or even YouTube, content you might be used to in your home country may be blocked in another country. So to sign in from someplace in the United States, you're going to have all the same content on those sort of streaming devices that you would as if you were home. The next big issue was taking care of address change. Mail in Belize is not that efficient. If it's coming from the United States, it can take anywhere from a few months to never. So I'm just having my mail sent to my parents' house for now. However, I am looking into and probably going to eventually switch to a virtual mailbox. Traveling mailbox is one that I thought would work for me. You can Google virtual mailboxes and find all different services. The way it works is you have an actual address rather than a P.O. box. They'll receive your mail, scan the envelopes, and email that to you. You can then choose to have it shredded, or have it sent to you, or have it opened. If you choose to have it opened, they'll open it, scan the contents of it to you, and then you can again choose to have it sent to you or shredded. They also provide, or some of them do, services where if you receive a check, you can have them deposit it directly into your checking account. So it's something to look into if you need mail, if it's coming on a regular basis. It's something that I will need eventually. The final question is the big, what am I bringing? So if you saw the thumbnail, that's it. Everything I own in one picture. It's all right behind me. I sold, donated, or threw out just about everything I own except for what's coming. I did leave cold weather clothes at my parents' in case I have to come back to New Jersey outside of the summertime. What I'm wearing down there is throwaway clothes for the first couple days. But I packed mostly clothes. It's mostly short sleeve shirts, some rash guards, everything that fits in a few suitcases. Some other things besides clothes. Going on vacation, you're going to take deep woods off. You're going to take sunscreen. So I have more deep woods off than I would take on vacation. I have 2 separate types of sunscreen. If I'm walking around doing nothing, any old sunscreen is fine. If I'm in the water, I use a reef safe sunscreen, such as Sunbum, to protect the coral. It has less chemicals. It's basically safer for the reef, which is very important for the oceanic life around a reef. What else did I pack? Towels and linens. Every Facebook group, every person you talk to, people who have lived there, all mention towels and linens, that you can't get good quality towels and linens in Belize. While they're on vacation, I didn't shop for these things. I also don't have real expensive needs when it comes to these things. However, when you have this many people telling you, you got to kind of trust them. So I packed some linens and towels that I already had that are pretty good quality. Didn't have to go out and buy anything new. They're coming with me just because it is the #1 recommendation from everyone. What should I bring? I also brought an old small TV. I got rid of my big, beautiful smart TV, and I'm bringing an older small TV that I had. Some kitchen items like knives and some kitchen utensils. And I'm bringing my crock pot and my air fryer. No, I did not fall into the whole COVID air fryer fad. As I started looking into what you can cook in an air fryer, I don't eat a whole lot of fried foods. I saw you can cook a lot of stuff, and then I started thinking, if I can cook stuff in an air fryer rather than firing up an oven to preheat for 20 minutes and then cooking in it for 40, 50 minutes or more in a tropical area where I'm warming up my house, it really made sense. Just use the air fryer. And that's pretty much it. It all fits in. So I think we're good to go. Let's get the dog. On Daisy. See you in Belize. So one last thing I'd like to address in this video, and that's when people bring up, well, what if you fail, or what if you have to leave, or what if it's not all you thought it would be? Okay, I've started from zero before, more than once. So when you're 18 and move out of your parents' house and you have nothing and have to build a home, you're starting from zero. I've done it before. Bought a house, moved out, got married, got divorced in the state of New Jersey. So not only have I started back at zero, I've started way less than zero and dug myself out of it. If things don't work out in Belize, which I assume they will, but if they don't, just as easily as I packed up this truck once to go there, I can pack it up again, go to Mexico, someplace in the southern United States. Or I can keep the truck pointed south, go to Costa Rica, Panama, Ecuador. The bottom line is there is no failure. If you're rooting against me in any way, it's not affecting me. You're rooting for me to strike out while I'm standing on a football field. If things don't work out in Belize, I move on to the next adventure. It's really that simple. As easily as I unpack everything from this truck, those same few suitcases can go right back in. All right, so as videos start to roll out on a more regular basis, I might not be able to post them all. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you don't miss anything. And do it for Daisy. See you in Belize.